Hey there, kitty cats. My name is Brianne Sloan, and today I want to talk to you about, well, lately I've been hearing a lot of women talking about how worried they are that once they lose all their excess weight, they're going to attract unwanted attention from men. And honestly, I wouldn't worry about that. But before we get into it, I have news. Amazing news. I have lost 45 pounds. Woohoo! And I told my surgeon he couldn't do it. My sweet, handsome surgeon. What a genius. What an artist. Anyway, moving on. I want to talk to all my girls out there, all my lovely ladies who are afraid that the moment they get their banging hot bodies back, they will be bombarded by a swarm of sleazeballs and creeps making catcalls, winos whistling and shouting offensive comments. I was feeling alliterative this morning. Seriously though, dolls, did that ever stop happening to you? Truly, if any woman in the world can go a month without being bothered or offended by some perverted scoundrel in a parking lot, then certainly she must not be hanging out in the same dark car parks as the rest of us. See, this is an epidemic. You must remember, these guys are desperate. They're desperate. Just desperate. They see girl. Girl, girl, girl. That's all they see. They don't look at your face. They can't see much. It's always dark. But when a skirt walks by, these hounds just see girl. They really don't care what she looks like. Still, they see a skirt and snap to attention the same way a Labrador would if you threw his favorite tennis ball. Whew. The reason I know this is because no matter how big I got, it didn't stop. Also, I see it routinely happening to a lot of other distressed damsels. For example, one Christmas, I got a fuzzy pink bathrobe. It was beautiful. It was long and soft and fur pink. And then I walked my dog that night. I couldn't find a jacket, so I just threw the bathrobe on over my Christmas dress, and I walked my dog to the highway. Not even 30 seconds goes by before some creep pulls up to me in a Hummer and says, "Are you working?" I don't think I even spoke. I didn't run away. I just said no and walked off. Or maybe I didn't say no. I don't know. Then another time when I was probably at my heaviest, the same thing happened again. And the guy said, well, I don't remember what he said, but his truck smelled like straight weed, and his voice was so deep that every time he spoke, my eardrums were vibrating, so much that I couldn't understand him. Most of the time, these weasels are harmless. They'll be happy with a small smile or a wave. What you want to do is stand tall. Shoulders back, head high. Confidently, like you're not afraid. Remember, dogs and dirtbags can smell fear. Whatever you do, never run from anything desperate. It attracts their attention. Now, of course, if a guy's just screaming at you, "Hey, bitch, come here, you listen to me," when I'm talking to you, you cross the street, you run into a store, you go somewhere where there's light, you get away from that guy. He's not normal. A lot of this may be, though, I have to admit, I do not live in the nation's oldest city anymore. My landlord sued me and evicted me. I was evicted by an 85-year-old, well, she said she was 85. I think she was around closer to the time of Christ. And I didn't want to rent anymore. I wanted to buy. The only thing I could buy in St. Augustine was a little shack way on the outskirts, nowhere near where I needed to be. So I could live in a shack, or I could have the bedroom of my dreams and buy a house in the ghetto. Yes, friends, I live in the hood. So that might be a lot of why I'm getting this attention. I've always gotten attention, like a lot of attention from guys, but it's all bad. And the quality of my babes is seriously dropping. I used to get hit on by ex-hockey players and doctors and lawyers. And now, you know, soldiers at the fort, rangers, park rangers, the occasional pirate. But now, I get hit on by the bum sleeping on the church steps, or the guy drinking, Natty Light out of a paper bag in the parking lot. Well, there is one thing I learned though. Once, and I learned it by accident, because I was walking in my pajamas. I do that sometimes. And I was trying to hit my step count, and this guy pulls up to me and says, "Hey, how you doing?" And I just said, "Well, I'm working on my step count," and walked away. That works. You've explained yourself. They know why you're walking away. They know why you're not paying attention to them. And there is another trick I learned. I learned this back in high school when I was cutting class. If you walk somewhere like you know exactly where you're going and you are determined to get there, no one's going to bother you. I could walk down the hallway past all the teachers and straight out the door if I just looked like I knew what I was doing. So look like you are going somewhere and you know what you are doing. Well, I have a story for you, but this video is too long already. I'm going to have to tell you tomorrow. Just today, it was today, like an hour ago, I met the most appalling, I wouldn't even call him a man. He was more like with SpongeBob tattoos and gray hair, and he said he was 40, but he was obviously much older. Anyway, tune in tomorrow or next week when I will tell you the most appalling thing a guy has ever said to me. Thank you. Have a great day.